Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We are playing some Ashes of Creation today, and yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna provide a little feedback. I think we're gonna start some thoughts on feedback for the developers and being able to um, yeah, be able to give something that's useful. After yesterday, we had an interesting time. We're going to be starting off by creating a new character here. We are going to go with I think we want a caster of some sort. I think the Vec are going to be just fine for that. We had a fun Vec character yesterday, so that's what we're going to do. And we got mage, we got fighter, cleric. I think we're going to go with the mage. Mage have been looking really fun in some of the play that we've seen so far. Yeah, so I guess we can read through a bit of this so we have a bit of an idea of what mage is going to be look like. They're unparalleled masters of arcane might, harnessing the balanced energy of Vera's raw essence to affect reality itself. Their command over the mystical arts allows them to unleash devastating attacks with an arsenal of powerful area of effect spells and a vast array of elemental attacks and curses that can debilitate their foes. These powers, along with other useful utility magic that can bestow powerful enchantments on allies, makes mages an indispensable member of any adventuring party. So, an elemental empowerment. Whenever the mage casts an elemental spell, it empowers their weapon attacks, causing them to apply elemental status effects that they can combo with other abilities to achieve devastating. And then we have area of control. Mages have a wide variety of AoE spells such as Blizzard, Cone of Cold, Sleep, Chain Lightning, Magma Field, Meteor, and more. They all serve to control the battlefield in various ways and deal massive damage to all enemies caught within. All right. For our appearance, I think we're just going to leave it at the default here. Not really. Oh, I guess there was some kind of. This is what we went with yesterday. The wizened old guy. Let's see what else we have. The creepy neckbeard, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I do kind of like this crazy, like, older guy, especially for a mage. We're gonna go with this. I don't think I don't want to mess with any of this stuff. I think most of you guys know I'm not huge on character creators. I just want them to look good. We'll call our guy, which we call him here. We're going to call him Torque. All hail King Torque. Cool, and we'll just load right in. Nice. I like that little flourish. Positioning Q. 999. Oh man. Okay, this could be a problem. We might need to try a different server. Oh, there we go. We just need a second to think. Not unexpected with an alpha in the current state, so not entirely surprising. Hello, Lyriel. Who is a little critter that stands on that rock by the menu? That's a great question. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, I see him down here. Yeah, he's really cute. There's actually a handful of pretty cute creatures that I think we'll get to see. Some of them designed by various staff, like one of the community manager designed a creature and came up with what it would look like. So that's kind of cool that that various people, and some of them are like mashups of different animals and what have you. So, well, we'll talk a bit about my experience yesterday was. Part of what they're supposed to be testing is like different core game loops and what have you. And I got to be honest, I thought that they were also going to be testing the new player experience and trying to why would you not, fine tune that to help onboard people and everything. And that is, I don't think that's at all on their radar right now. And I was surprised by it and a little disappointed, to be totally honest with you. I've been looking forward to this for a while, and just while we were hanging out, we had to help somebody. And I didn't know much more than they did, but they couldn't find where to go, and I think that we're supposed to be able to get weapons and stuff like that, and I don't know where they're at. I assume they're nearby the starting area, and I just kind of want to talk a bit about that because it was pretty disappointing, to be totally honest. To see that they hadn't, all the stuff that they've done is very, 2 decades ago MMO style. I'm exaggerating, but like that, it really feels really dated. When you jump into a game, you want to just play the game. You want to have fun. And, when you jump into a game and you've got to go search and find these quests and then figure out where the quest marker wants me to go or where it is on the map or what have you. There are ways of guiding people to a particular direction. So, there's a lot of ways. So you can just have like literally a single path, and you walk along the path and you encounter things along the way. And that's one way of doing it. You can also have it where, you can have like an open world, but there's still like either with lighting, with various, scene design and everything else. It's all directing you to go to a particular location. That's another way of doing it. And then you can also, the infamous like yellow paint, right? Where you slap yellow paint on it. And that's happened in a couple of games. I personally think that like, there's a lot of different things you can do, but you need to do something. And if you want to go, well, we don't want to put quest markers. A lot of game companies and like feel like, oh, we don't want yellow paint. We don't want this obvious stuff. That's fine if you don't want to do that, but it is so much harder. It is so much more work to, have the lighting and everything else kind of like leading someone in the proper direction to force them to go along with it. And it is, one of the easiest things to do is like, no, it's a line. You can't go anywhere else. You go from point A to point B to point C and have you. Loading in the game yesterday and kind of walking around, it felt pretty bad to not have any abilities to be able to use first off. It's like, seriously, like I have like one ability and it has like a 10-second cooldown. Two abilities. One has a 10-second cooldown. The other one has a 1-minute cooldown. And then, figuring out where to go was like, I guess fine. But then the quests and what have you, like there was a bunch of NPCs, but most of them you can't talk to. And it's not really clear. And I get that they're, probably like a lot of this is subject to change or what have you, but it just didn't feel like they spent a lot of time to make it clear where people should go. And I thought that was a little bit confusing. And I don't think that most of us need a tutorial on how to cut down a tree in most games. If you go up to something and the ability to interact pops up, like that's all you need. I don't need to go like get crafting. So, like, I don't think people are idiots, and I don't think that you need that much hand-holding for something that is like fairly straightforward. And then to have to, I'm getting in trouble for cutting down a tree. So I was just wondering, Lyriel says, so you're just wantingly cutting down trees, and I admit it, I actually was. But they're magical trees, and they grow back instantly. So, then I cut down the tree and I needed to go process it down the way. And it's like literally like fetch quest type stuff. And I just, do we need that? Do we need that in the game? I don't think we do. I think there are better ways to do it. And I was really disappointed that that's what we were dealing with. So it was a little bit disappointing, to be totally honest. My first thought was, oh great, this is going to have as many chores or more as the RPGs I'm used to. Yeah, exactly. It felt like chores. And then, looking at the time it was taking, it was like 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds per item to refine it. And so it's like, well, I just spent all this time chopping down trees to get one item per tree. And that is completely mindless. You hit a button and it starts to do it, and you don't do anything else. I really like how recently Dune Awakening, they've shown that their harvesting system has a mini game to it, and that is fun to me. To me, that is fun and engaging, and gives me something to do. And if you do it well, you get more loot. And that actually made me, as someone who doesn't want to typically gather anything, like, oh, this could actually be cool. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to engage with the minigame, especially if you can't. But, it's there. Yeah, exactly. Lyra's pointing out, I did the calculation, right? A stack of 20 to convert that is 15 seconds a piece. So for a minute. And then you've got 5 stacks of 4. So that's 5 minutes. So 5 minutes to sit there and like have this, it just felt like a time waster. And so far my initial impression of Ashes of Creation is that they don't care about my time. They're kind of here to waste it, and that the new player experience is not something that's at all on their table. And to me, that's something that's so crucial for so many things. I mean, the main game I play, Elder Scrolls Online, people, everyone says, yeah, you load in and it's not a very good tutorial. There's not any, it's really not good. And I don't know why they're not testing that now to get that like dialed in, unless they just have, the utmost confidence that they're going to be able to do it. There's a lot of really smart and talented and hardworking people over at Ashes of Creation. We've seen some really cool game design in a lot of things, like some of the abilities and things that they've shown off. I have a lot of confidence that they can make a really great game, but like those couple of first experiences just put a really bad taste in my mouth, and I don't think you want that. And the fact that someone was like in chat, like, "Hey, I don't know, anybody know where this thing is at?" And just having to like ask for help, and then somebody else who's also brand new had to help them. You want interaction in MMOs, but that is not. Help, I'm confused, and so I'm shouting in zone chat because I don't know what to do to complete this quest, is to me not at all what you want to do. And then the quests, I hope that they're as engaging as they are supposed to be, but some of the quests felt very much like old school, go, fetch quests, go kill this many things and whatever. We'll see, but that was pretty disappointing to me to see like the game design part of it, right? Because you could design a board game, you can just sit down and think about how to design a board game and do that well, and that's the kind of game design we're talking about. It's like understanding fundamentally like what is fun for players to do. They mentioned in in their little blurb that like finding the fun is part of what they really want to do. Is like, okay, let's find what's fun, and it's like, well, man, could we not have started in a better spot than this? These things are not fun. I think doing fetch quests, we'll see. Maybe they're good, but like the whole crafting system and like unlocking it feels. I mean, you could have cut and pasted ESOs, and it's not good. And this is supposed to be something new and different, and not the best foot forward for me. Lyriel asked if there's anything that I liked a lot about it. Did I feel there's anything cool or different from MMOs or RPGs I played? At first I was like the controls were a little odd. With the holding right click to be able to move your character, and then left click to be able to actually look in a particular direction, and a couple of the other controls. At first I was like, this feels really weird. It was uncomfortable. I actually think that I like it. Would like to test some more and try some other things out. There are various. I mean, I didn't even like take a rest. You actually sit down to rest, and you'll regain your magicka pool at least a little bit faster. So that's one thing. At this rate, we're not going to be able to get in here before we need to jump in and play Helldivers. I wasn't expecting a queue necessarily. Let's see if one of the other realms. So that was one of the things I liked. Do we have to make another character? We do. That's okay. That makes sense. So I actually thought the controls were pretty interesting. I liked, the general artwork, right? There's like some floating, location not too far from us with, waterfalls and everything coming down. So that stuff was cool. The just general look that it's kind of like a little bit more on the realistic side. I like the artwork, and I like it how it reminds me of traditional fantasy. It has, more realistic feel to it. All of that I liked. I really liked where you walk into a building and it like you can seamlessly walk into a building and it transition, and there wasn't like there was one spot where there was it was a little bit buggy, where it changes the shadows and the shades and everything. There's one place where it was buggy, but when we walked in, it was fairly seamless in several other places. And I think it was just one place that was a bit buggy, and I thought that was really cool. Like you can walk from outside inside, and the light changes, your view changes, and everything else, and it didn't feel you know, part of it is what you don't notice, right? Like it just felt natural to walk outside to inside. It wasn't like, oh, my camera's clipping through the building or I'm getting motion sickness because all of a sudden I'm being yanked into a different perspective. I thought that was really cool. I thought some of the creatures that we found in the world were adorable. Sorry, I should keep doing this so we can actually get in. Uh, so we can actually get into game. Sorry, let me. All right, so we got our archetype here. Let's make sure we got our mage appearance. I think we went with this guy, and then we're just going to call it good. Create Torg here, and then see if we can get in. All right, this one, I'm hoping that a different server might be a little bit... perfect. It is a little less crowded. Cool. Do you think it will be playable on a controller then? It seems really complicated just to move. You know, that's a great question. And you know, the other thing is about the, like, holding right-click to move. Like, I don't want to have to do that long-term. We'll have to see, but like I don't want to have to be constantly holding right click just to be able to move around. That would also get a little bit annoying. I did also really like, I love how far back we can go. Like you can see a ton. So that's also really nice. Yeah, there's load screens getting to buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, the little guys that are all like, they're all teeth and ears. Those were adorable. So, like, yeah, we just loaded in here. We've got a lot of NPCs. And we got anxious settlers everywhere. We got a Lion Guard sentry. So I kind of just want to go through, like, all right, so let's just talk about it, right? We just loaded in. What do we got going on here? There's a couple of controls down here. So, wand combo, 30-meter range, 0.6 seconds duration. Fire your book at your target in a series of attacks. Hit 1 does 32% arcane damage, and then it goes up, and then there's like a finisher. Okay, and so that's Q to do that. And then 1 is arcane volley. This Q was not working for me yesterday, but it was perhaps... Well, we'll see. I suspect I know why it wasn't working, but then we have Arcane Volley. This costs 5 mana, 10-second cooldown, 1.5 second cast, and then Elemental Empowerment, 1 second cooldown, 0.4 second duration. Okay, I think that's like maybe a toggleable ability. Am I? Or does it really just last for a second? Interesting. Or is it aligning us? I'm not really sure what that's doing. All right. Well, so we just loaded in. I would say also, you know, I didn't think it looked the best, to be totally honest with you, but that's okay. That can come later. I'm not super stressed about it. What do we do? Do we talk to the sentry here? No, we can't talk to the sentry. No valid weapon available. Invalid target. This person, Gatewatcher Bronson.
Thank the gods you've arrived safely. Disorientation.
So the like story of Vera and everything, I'm not amazingly versed in the lore, but we had, you know, everyone had fled Vera at one point, and everybody's just coming back, and had gone through portals to another world. So. I think the idea of there being magic and everything else is kind of, it seems like it's new again to us as societies.
You'll have plenty of time to discover that on your own. For now, it's best if you hurry off to Lionhold, the settlement just west of here.
All right.
Keep that weapon at the ready. We are having a bit of a goblin problem.
Cool. So they're having some issues with goblins. We have a tutorial over here where we can pull up. We got rations, and we got a medallion. That seems to be it. It's a little weird that we don't have like some sort of character screen. I bet if we press some buttons, maybe we could figure out what will bring up. There we go. All right. So we got Adventurer's Garb. We got Adventurer's Pants, Adventurer's Boots, and we've got a Warped Wand. Okay, so we do start with a weapon. All right, cool. And then... Oh, Artisan. Okay, so adventurer and then artisan. So like 2 different modes. Hard to say. All right. Well, we've. What is that floating in the air? Is that anything? Can we interact? All right. So we've been told we need to go west to Linehold and to watch out for goblins. And then optional, the Gateway Sentry asked me to slay some sickly goblins on the way down. Hopefully, we're just culling the herd. Another thing, and again, I expect this to change and what have you, but I would love a better map. I've been playing a game with a really bad map system for so long, and this isn't horrible, but also doesn't look amazing. And I don't know. It really sucks to have confusing maps. So we found 1 musty spell book. There's as many musty spell books as we'd like there, apparently. Nice. Do we equip that? Do we put this on our... Do you want to delete it? Yeah, we probably don't need multiple. Common 2-handed gear. Okay, so we can replace our wand with that. I think that there is a way. Yeah, Q will swap... Will Q swap our weapons? Somehow we can swap weapons. Can we put this in our front hand? No. So is it a wand? So the warped wand has 6 magical power rating, 3 magical casting speed rating, and the book has 9 power rating and also 3. All right, we'll just hang on to the book for now. Does it start you in a different location or just a different server but the same otherwise? I think it's the same otherwise, Lyriel. I think it's fairly limited in what we can see and play in. So I think this is the map that we have so far. I think this is the area called the Riverlands. As you can tell, lots of rivers, seems kind of low-lying. And then we can see now, there's actually... So in the one yesterday, there was only 3 areas. There was this one up here, down here, and then here. And then we didn't actually see that there was a 4th hold, I guess, a node that's growing up. So it's interesting. We'll just see what else we can interact with. We got Healer Giles here. It doesn't actually have anything to say. There was a thing that popped up, so I thought maybe you would have something. All right, well, more anxious settlers here. Can we jump through the window? We found a splintered longbow. I assume there's some starting equipment around here is basically what we got going on. Let's go find some goblins. And unfortunately... there we go. Okay, well, never mind. He didn't have anything to say. And go ahead and kill some, I guess. Yeah, when we came out here the other day, it's night now. Like that up there on the the floating rock is really cool. We got a withered tree. I wonder if that can be turned into a living and much better tree. And then the skybox here, so all the stars in the sky, we can see the galaxy edge, it appears, and then also something else up there. A lot of that is going to be tied into gameplay, and I think should be fairly interesting. All right, now these poor guys. Let's take a few out, I guess. So I couldn't figure out how to basically like light attack yesterday. Just do like a basic attack. All I could figure out was this, like our main spellcasting ability. And it just seems... Okay, there we go. We got it that time. Yeah, so I was trying to do just like basic attacks yesterday, and it wouldn't let me. I don't know what that was about, if there was a reason for that, but it wouldn't let me. So maybe it was just a bit of a bug or something wasn't quite working. Maybe I didn't have someone targeted, what have you. All right, so I think we just need to kill 3 of these guys. So that's what we'll do. You know, the gameplay so far feels kind of slow. So is my book not on cooldown? So it doesn't, it's just selecting and unselecting the target right now instead of letting me light attack. I'm a little bit, or just do a basic attack. Okay. This seems to be working better than it was yesterday. And this makes it a lot more enjoyable to actually be able to attack things with your like basic attack. All right, so we'll empower ourselves and then we'll launch some bolts and see how that does. So I'm just able to left click here and I can kind of aim. I like that there's a reticle. So far that like feels pretty good. And it looks like, is there a little AoE damage or maybe it's a bit of a damage over time? I see abilities, damage popping up there. All right, so we'll kill this last one and we'll call that good. Oh, looks like we got some loot and then we'll just run off. All right, take the loot. Let's get out of here. Are we being healed by somebody? We're getting heals from somewhere. I'm also curious if the binding. Okay, cool. It looks like my keybinds are universal, so that's really nice. Oh man, been playing ESO for a long time, and the keybinds being different on different characters is just like, really? Such a hassle. All right, objective complete. We've made it down the hill. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have walked the correct way. I just kind of jumped down. I'm doing bad at kind of, you know, trying to go through the new player experience here. So we come down this little hill here, and I mean, I think that kind of looks like you're leaving town. This kind of looks like town, such that it is. And then looks like get your commissions here. We got welcome newcomer. And then something you there. All right, so we'll start here. We were told to talk to an officer.
Around here. Welcome. Do you have your gateway medallion?
Let me turn up the audio on these guys because I think it's pretty low. So everything's like it's already maxed out. So I guess I can turn the whole game volume up and just turn everything else down. We'll see how that is.
You're a new face around here. Welcome. Do you have your gateway medallion?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. I'm permitted to offer you a small care package on behalf of our glorious empire. Before I do that, however, I must ask you to visit our Ember Spring.
Ember Spring.
You'll find it just north of us here, by the falls in Lionhold. Our clerics have asked new arrivals to visit it. Something about attunement or some such. I'm not the one to provide guidance, though I'm sure you'll find one that can if you're interested.
All right. Cool. Our reticle looks different than yesterday. It's interesting. So we came up here before. I can feel the presence of great power here. Cool. Let's talk to the cleric.
If you close your eyes, you can almost feel how close we are here to the gods that made us.
What's this?
We call it an Ember Spring, a font of primordial essence. A big question proffered so simply. We know less about it than we'd like, but presently we believe it to be the unaspected energy of creation. What we all once were, and what we will all be again, though I'm simplifying.
All right, what does the Ember Spring do?
Leaks, it would seem. When things die here, the essence of their being scatters from its corporeal form. You may have seen this happen already. Some remains in the form of glint, but the majority of what was goes somewhere. Perhaps underground to be remade in the rootways and returned here. It will take lifetimes to unravel the mysteries of this place.
Why am I being asked to visit
To
it?
feel the presence of our goddess for yourself. Gaze into an ember spring and feel that it gazes back, that it studies you, that it remembers you as you are.
All right, farewell. Can I interact right now? Maybe we'll step away and come back. Tuned to the Ember Spring. There we go. Ah, yeah, we're tuned, so that's like our spawn location, I believe. Cool. Objective complete. Let's talk to the commissioner here.
Well, there's no better way to find your feet than a commission.
What's a commission?
Odd jobs the townsfolk around the outpost need doing. They bring them to me, and I post them on the board. Used to do them myself when I was a spry young soldier. This was back on Sanctus, of course.
I'll take a look. So this is one of the ways that you'll be able to get the commission, like interact with the commission board, which will, there will actually be players who are like the mayor of a town, an area, and they will be able to put stuff up on this board. And you can actively kind of control what's going on around the area. So if you leave things like the undead unchecked, then potentially this could grow up and become more of a problem. And then, you know, you might have to eventually deal with it. Similarly, if, you know, they've talked about, and I don't know, we'll have to see, but they've talked about having various, essentially carrying capacities and carrying equations for the, you know, the creatures that are around in the open world. So if you kill too much of something that, you know, predator or prey, then the other one will kind of might, you know, die or have like a runaway. You know, if you kill too many predators, then maybe some of the prey become, you know, too numerous and they become a nuisance or something else. So things like that. Obviously more interesting ones you would think, but than just that. But that's roughly the idea. There could also be potentially over harvesting and stuff like that they've talked about. Not sure how all that's actually going to work out, but that's part of the idea at least. So looking at this, you know, the other day, one of the things I was curious about is there was a guy who was, and this says it's refreshing every like 30 minutes, I believe, but yeah, it's Ted Morgan down here. He was a night manager at Lumber Landing, but now he's turned bandit, organizing the rabble-rousers at Lumber Landing, bring him to justice. So this is one where, like, I'm curious if you can't go and just be like, nah, Ted seems okay. That's the kind of interesting stuff that they've talked about being able to have in the game, and I'm curious if it's actually here and if you can. Because that, to me, would be very interesting, and I would love to see like how stuff like that could play out. All right, so Jarnumber, you look like you've got a sturdy back. Care to help transport this cargo into one of our burgeoning settlements? Sure, I can do that. Great, deliver this to the storage clerk. Does it give me something? Do we get a package in our... Oh, you know what? I'm locked now. That's cool. I'm actually like locked in, so I need to do something to... It's not just like hitting... I'm not having to hold right click. I wonder if that was a bug or if they just immediately realized that was really annoying. That's awesome. I also, though, don't know how to get out of it, though, so I'm not exactly sure how I can... There we go. I found the right button somehow. We got a wand, we got the splintered bow, and then, yeah, creative node resources. So that's what we need to take from point A to point B. That's another thing that is going to be part of the game, is that you actually have to physically deliver items from one location to another, and that can be, you can be waylaid by bandits along the way, you might need to get protection, and what have you. So that's another aspect of the game. What do you need? Make it quick. I'm interested in becoming a citizen. I want to become the mayor. I'm looking to help out around the node. Do you have any adventuring advice? You know, we're good. I think we're just going to, one of the things we need to do, it seems, is that there are some guys over here that we can, I guess, like learn how to do everything with, like teach us all the basics of the trade. This is one of those things
strong enough.
that,
That's what, hold a moment.
so we got to get some wood and we got to go process it. And it's one of those things that I was talking about yesterday where I'm just like, yeah, this is, I don't know about all this. I don't know if anybody needs to know and needs to be taught that you can walk up to a tree and hit F. I don't know that that is a necessity. The you know, the look of a lot of that stuff is not bad, but I would like to, if you move it all, it freaks out. So, you know, I wonder if there's other people up here that I could kind of group these quests together. I like that I just have a floating spell book in front of me. Is this guy important? Who is this? We'll see. Another gate crasher. As a bit the space to spare. All right. Yeah, they don't want to talk to me. I wonder if that guy over here had any kind of... Yeah, he's called a trade master. So we'll maybe look for other trades masters. Is there an inn up here? I will say I like the look, you know. Again, it just reminds me of traditional fantasy. And that seems pretty cool. Can we go in? No, we don't seem to be able to go in. But I want to go in. Let's go around the back, see what we can find. Is there anything back here? Any trouble we can cause? Doesn't appear so. Alright, well. Maybe it's down the hill we go. Anybody over here? I got a little farm. We got a nice little. Got some cows. Got a couple of pigs. Nothing we can interact with. Maybe let's make some friends. Hey, that looks sparkly. Oh, there we go. Trademaster Folson.
Have ye brought the timber?
Oh, wait. Is he down here? I thought the guy was up there. Officer.
Have you attuned to the Amber Spring? If so, we can proceed. Excellent. Let it be known that even as we struggle to maintain our foothold here, our glorious empire still cares for its intrepid adventurers. Here are your supplies.
All right. Welcome to Vera. In a matter of heartbeats, I've left Sanctus and the world I knew behind for the promised wonders of Vera. As legends foretold, I can sense the power of essence all around me. I've been told to go west to Lionhold and to watch out for goblins. Optional. Okay, so it's just telling me all the stuff that I've done. And here are my rewards. We got a Novus Health Salve, and we got some Dull Glint. Glint seems to be a form of currency, perhaps? So I don't know if these guys were everywhere yesterday. I don't know if I noticed it, but I guess they just put them everywhere so you can easily interact. Again, I still think that, like, go do this thing and then come back and talk to me is, like, an extremely dated way to do quests, and maybe there's good reasons for it sometimes, but, you know, just, like, sitting and talking to someone in a video game is... You know, if you can do something while getting the dialogue, that's almost always better, right? Not always, but it's a lot of times it's better. And so I'm just looking for something new. I'm just looking for, like, you know, as you know, they've been talking about, like, you know, really iterating on the MMO RPG scene, and I'm really looking for that, and hopefully we'll keep finding it. So Lionhold notice, by order of the Kalar army, all peoples are prohibited from entering the Warhelm ruins until the Arch Purifier has concluded his investigation into the ongoing curse for greater glory. So we can investigate the curse? Sure. Let's see who else we have. A solemn figure scans the rampart ruins. Arch Purifier Kiron? Heed my warning, those who linger too long in corruption are consumed by corruption. Okay. Can we go in here? See, this is the kind of stuff, like, well, that's not perfect, but it's decent for coming inside somewhere. This is the desk of the Arch Purifier. You note a few items, including a large tomb that seems to be open and frequently perused. Okay. And it's kind of the same, you know, it's kind of, we're in shadow here, I guess. It's not really dusk, but we're in shadow. And so I think that's also part of why it's not as, when you're in like bright sunlight and you go inside, that's where that transition is. So this is the thing I was talking about yesterday, where we've got to wait 15 seconds of real world time. Let's make sure. Okay, it keeps going even if we walk away. So I guess the idea here, okay, all right. So I take back, we could just set this to doing its thing and then walk away. So okay, I'm right with that. That doesn't feel horrible to me. Then that changes the calculation that I was making earlier. Cool. So wilted snowdrop is what we need to do this one. Is this the person we need to talk to? And there amongst them, they saw a sapling that would grow to a great and towering tree. Then amongst the shimmering branches, there sprang forth birds with eyes like embers and feathers like the evening sunset. Do you know the story? This is translated from the original Empyrean, and it's about the big old tree out in the harbor outside of the ruins of the city. Okay, I guess that's the one we saw. Huh. All right. I mean, go on. The Heartwood of Vera bound all the great settlements of the Exalted together. There were speculations that the roots of the great trees wound into a knotwork somewhere deep in the center of all Vera. The one there at Ayla has died, though all we see now is her husk. One day, even that will fall into the sea and be lost. Sad, huh? All right, so I guess the tree is dead and not coming back? Huh. What if, and just bear with me here, I'm speculating, what if I could hire some rough and ready to head outside the walls of the fort here and find some deadfall from that majestic beauty? Okay, we're harvesting it. I've observed the tree's great limbs quaking in the ocean winds, and I'm sure those broken tips and branches fly far and wide on those mighty gales. Ah, but who could be so brave? All right, so we can accept a quest, I guess go find some symbols from the great tree out there. That's interesting. We got a storage clerk, Sergeant Finalis. Okay. I guess we can use this. Is that like our own storage there, perhaps? Oh, now do we have a quest here? No. Okay. Kind of looks like it, though. They're just scanning the ramparts. Okay, so complete a commission for the commission board. And then what else do we have? It's weird that we can't, like, do we unlock other types of trades? Can we only have one, and did we pick that? I'm not really sure. Here's the part where I was talking about being able to, like, transition quickly to inside. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
It's crude but passable work, especially for a novice. Now I want you to take your boards here and work them with some old savage zinc at the smithy. You're looking to make your own pickaxe.
Excuse me.
Now, I care not to lay eyes upon your shoddy workmanship. I care for results. When ye forge the pickaxe, take it afield and lay low granite, enough to return and process it to blocks at the stoneworks.
Okay, query some eroded granite, process it to shoddy granite, ashlar blocks.
5 of them.
This is the kind of stuff where you're just like, really? That's what you want me to do? Like, these kind of quests and being told to do this? What did Skinny Cheek say that one time? My disappointment is immeasurable. Like, it feels really bad to have a quest of, like, go do, quarry 5 of these things and then come back and what have you. So, Lionhold is a prison. We are not safe. We are trapped like mice. Can you tell me about the curse? Move out of Lionhold as quickly as you can, or you'll end up lost to the dark as my husband was. What happened? My husband, Havrim Morling, was slowly driven mad by the dark of the ruins. He has now vanished, surely swallowed up whole. Huh. I'll find him. I will be in your debt. Perhaps his love letter he left me shall grant you a clue to his whereabouts. I will do my best. Alright. Gonna Grey Shore Transporter. Looks like we can access some mail somehow that way. And then we got an equipment vendor. We are pretty low on funds, so we can't really afford anything. Can we sell? No, we can't sell the stuff we looted, unfortunately. Cool. Well, copper focus. I wonder what all this. We got a second sword of Division's Guard. All kinds of stuff. Sorry, my battery died here. We just got to do fetch quests. Is I think what we got to do, and go like continue unlocking the basic the basic thing. So I think we're gonna hop over and play Helldivers here in a second, and I think there's only so much of really boring quests to like unlock our basic features of being able to, gather things and what have you, that I can take in a given time. So I think we're going to call it here, and I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes, and we'll be Helldiving, and we'll take it from there. Thanks everybody for tuning in.